My name is Jay Conrad, and I was diagnosed with stage 3 rectal cancer. When I was first diagnosed and when I found out that I had cancer, it had happened during my routine, during a colonoscopy that my doctor had ordered for me. I went in, thought it was a very routine test, and found out that I indeed had cancer. It was a very tough thing to really grapple with, having been diagnosed when you had no thought that there was anything wrong leading up to the test. At Southeast Nebraska Cancer Center, my primary physician was Dr. Kerry Peterson. He never rushed me. He would explain things in very simple terms so I could understand it, but that man is bright. That man is scary bright. From stepping in the front door to seeing the nurse to seeing the physician, everybody was always very caring, very kind, very patient. It just made it hard to feel sorry for yourself. I mean, there was so much support available to us. Through my involvement with the Southeast Nebraska Cancer Center, I was told about options for my treatment, the clinical trials that were available to me. I kind of thought clinical trials were an experimental form of treatment, something that was, they're gonna, do something that might make me glow. But I found that that was really a pretty standard course for cancer treatments, that they are learning a lot. I signed up for them. I thought, if nothing else, it could be helpful for other cancer patients. I would enter another study for any other disease. I think that that's just a way to go. But we're very fortunate here in the Midwest that we have a lot of clinical trials that are available. The reason I stayed in Lincoln for my treatments was I had a very strong desire to be around the support system. I didn't want to leave those people. I knew that I would get great care here. I knew a gentleman specifically that went to California for chemo and then would fly back after his infusions. That just didn't sound like a good plan for me. I couldn't imagine flying when you feel that badly. I just couldn't imagine being away from support system, from friends, from family. And I know, again, there's great care here. There's state-of-the-art care here. I don't think you can get better care elsewhere. Probably the worst part of my treatment would have been towards the end of my second round of chemo. I felt terrible. I just seriously couldn't, I just didn't feel that I could take any more chemo. I wore a pump. That pump would be with you for 5 days a week. It was irritating. It was hard to shower around. It was hard to sleep with. It beeped every 3 minutes. It just had taken its toll, kind of emotionally, but physically was the worst. Dr. Peterson said, "I think you've probably had enough chemo." So we were able to stop at that point. I was very grateful that he was that open to what I had to say and what I was going through. I think that just in and of itself was a big relief for me. I think my best days during treatment were, showing up at the infusion room. I tried to make the best of it. I always had a friend there with me. I would always have a book. I would try to take a funny book. I didn't feel the best, but I also thought I'm not going to focus on that. I have an awful lot to be grateful for. I have good people around me. I've had great treatment. I appeared to be having really good luck. Being around other people that were going through a similar thing, people that were just starting, people that had been there for a long time, there was a kind of an encouraging aspect to that. Currently, I'm about 2.5 years out from my original diagnosis, a little over 2 years out from my surgery, and about 2 years out from my last chemo. I have had all clean follow-up visits. All of my blood tests, CT scans, colonoscopies, everything have been great. I seriously, you can't ask for a better outcome than that. I'm thrilled. I'm elated. My name is Jay Conrad, and this is my real life story.